Hello everyone! I hope that everyone is feeling well as we engage into the start of our first module, the probability distributions. I know very well that you have taken the probability as a topic in high school and as a separate subject when you were in senior high school, the statistics and probability. For this module, we will recall these topics during the first week, refreshing the topics of probability and statistics. As we proceed with the discussion of these random variables, the discrete random variable and the continuous random variable, and solve the mean and variance of these distributions. Specifically, we will explore the following. The course outcome for Module 1, compute the probability distribution of a random variable for both discrete and continuous data. Specifically, we will be differentiating the different sources of data, identifying the different ways of gathering data, applying the suited interview, observation, and experiment based on its advantage and disadvantages, differentiate the various sampling techniques, plan a data gathering strategy for specific research problem, and propose a method of gathering data from a research problem. On the second week, we're going to determine the probabilities from the probability mass function and the reverse. Determine the probabilities from the cumulative distribution functions and the cumulative distribution functions from a probability mass functions and the reverse. Calculate the means and variances for discrete random variables. Understand the assumptions for some common discrete probability distributions. Select an appropriate discrete probability distribution to calculate probabilities in specific applications. Calculate probabilities. Determine means and variances for some common discrete probability distributions. On the third week, we're going to determine probabilities from the probability density function. Determine probabilities from the cumulative distribution functions and the cumulative distribution functions from probability density functions and the reverse. Calculate the means and variances for continuous random variables and calculate probabilities. Determine means and variances for some common continuous probability distributions. Next is to understand the assumptions for continuous probability distributions. Select an appropriate continuous probability distribution to calculate probabilities for specific applications. Standardize normal random variables and use the table for the cumulative distribution function of a standard normal distribution to calculate probabilities. Calculate the probabilities, means and variances for some common continuous probability distribution. Approximate probabilities for binomial and Poisson distributions. On the fourth week, before the summative assessment, we're going to use joint probability mass function and joint probability density function to calculate probabilities. Calculate marginal and conditional probability distribution from a joint probability distribution, and interpret and calculate covariance and correlation between random variables. This module comes with different readings from the textbook and video lectures to facilitate the achievement of learning outcomes. Assessments were assigned weekly for you to build up the knowledge for the course. 20% of your grade is allotted for your diagnostic exam and discussion board answers. 30% of your grade is for weekly homeworks, and 50% of your grade is the summative assessment at the end of the module. Looking forward on interacting with you in the discussion board and through other communication portals.